The first time I heard the phrase, "never just save money," was from my grandfather. Surprised, I asked him, "Why, Grandpa? Everyone says we should save money." He smiled and replied, "Yes, saving is important. But saving alone is not enough. You must put your money where it can work for you." Then he told me a story. Many years ago, in a small village, there lived a poor man named Raghu. Before sunrise every day, he would leave home in search of work. He worked on other people's farms, carried bricks, and hauled goods in the marketplace. By the end of the day, he earned just enough to keep his family alive. His wife, Malati, worked hard too, helping neighbors with household chores and processing rice. Their young son, Sukanta, went to school. Despite their hardships, Raghu had one habit. Every day, no matter how little he earned, he saved a small amount, 1 coin, 2 coins, 5 coins, whatever he could. People laughed at him. "What will you achieve by saving such tiny amounts?" they asked. Raghu would simply reply, "One day, it will be useful." Years passed. He avoided unnecessary expenses, never bought new clothes, and slowly filled an iron box with his savings. Every night, he opened the box and counted the money. It made him feel secure. One day, Sukanta asked, "Father, what will you do with all this money?" Raghu smiled and answered, "I'm saving it for the future." The boy asked another question. "When will the future come?" Raghu had no answer. Time went by. One day, while shopping, Raghu noticed that the prices of rice, cooking oil, and almost everything else had increased. That night he opened his iron box again. The amount of money was exactly the same. But its value had become much smaller. He couldn't sleep. One question kept troubling him. Have I made a mistake by only saving money? The next morning, on his way to work, he noticed an elderly man delivering fresh milk from house to house. People waited for him every day. The old man looked tired, but he wasn't worried. That evening Raghu said to Malati, "Do you think we should buy a dairy cow?" She thought for a moment and replied, "We have the money. You learned cattle farming from your father when you were young. And if you need help, you can always ask Uncle Heron." For several days, Raghu spoke with Uncle Heron and learned everything he could. Finally, he made a careful decision. He didn't invest all his savings. He kept some aside for emergencies and used the rest to buy a healthy dairy cow. On the first day, he was afraid. Years of hard-earned savings had disappeared in a single purchase. What if I fail, he wondered. Malati encouraged him. Don't worry. Uncle Heron is here to help. Every morning, the cow produced fresh milk. The family kept some for themselves and sold the rest. The income wasn't huge at first. But there was one important difference. It came again the next day. And the day after that. As prices increased, so did the price of milk. Month after month, Raghu carefully recorded his earnings. His income gradually grew. The money that had once slept inside an iron box was now creating more money every single day. After 1 year, he bought another calf with his profits. His income increased even more. Their family had better food, Sukanta smiled more often, and Raghu gained a new confidence. One day, Sukanta asked, "Father, what's the greatest lesson you've learned in life?" Raghu looked at the cow and smiled. "I used to think that simply saving money would make me rich. Now I understand that's not true. When prices rise, money kept idle actually loses value. Money must be put to work." Sukanta asked. "Then what is a real asset?" Raghu replied. "A real asset is something that generates income for you. Money sitting in an iron box sleeps. Money invested wisely works for you every single day." "So, is saving money wrong?" Sukanta asked. Raghu shook his head. "No. Saving is essential. It gives you security. But saving is only the beginning, not the end. A seed kept inside a house will never become a tree. It must be planted in the soil. In the same way, money must be invested wisely if you want it to grow. Do you understand? He asked. Raghu didn't become rich overnight. He simply made a thoughtful decision after learning and preparing. I laughed and asked. So, Grandpa, do I need to buy a cow now? Grandfather laughed too. Not necessarily. But you should find something that works for you. It could be a smart investment, a valuable skill, or a small business. The principle is always the same. Saving gives you security. Wise investing moves you forward. Never just save money. Teach your money to grow.